Good evening, Hemo. This is Ken Savaraman bringing you another video review for today. So today we're going to be talking about mods made by my good friend Richard Knopick. He runs Artisan Vapors. You can find them on Facebook. And these are a small set of mods that Richard has made over the last, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 months or so. So the very first one I got from Richard is this mod. You've seen me post this up in Hemo. This is it's a DNA 40 mod. It is completely handmade. So from the rosewood to the ebony that's in here and on the firing button, this is all handmade, hand polished. It is an absolutely gorgeous mod in real life. I don't know if it conveys in the video, but you could just see the shine on that sucker. It's got these finger grooves, which I really, really enjoy. And just incredibly well made, and for what it is, it's very light. Super clean on the inside. It is very light, held on by magnets, of course. Very, very light. You could actually, because of the design, you can actually put a Diablo behemoth on here, a behemoth dripper on here, and it actually looks pretty good. So just because of the way that the 510 is oriented here. It is self-adjusting, so no screws. It does have the channels for air if you happen to have a bottom air fed atomizer. Just really, really well made, well designed, and you can see there are no gaps in this thing. I mean, unless you really looked at it, this looks like a solid piece of wood, and yet, as you can see, grabbing from the bottom here, comes apart. So that was the first one. I was very impressed with this. Big kudos to Richard for making this and selling it to me. So that brings us to this one. This is an SX mod. It's an SX350 mod, but it runs on if I can get the back off here, it runs off of a 26650 battery. So this sucker will last all day, even for you heavy vapors out there, but last all day. Again, the same adjustable self-adjusting 510 connector here. Behemoth looks fantastic on this, or any 22mm Addy looks fantastic on this. It's got a wood firing button that works incredibly well, and a round display for the SX. It's a little different. It's like the Heresy, but works really well. Obviously, I don't have an atomizer on here, so it says check atomizer. Just really, really well made. Again, I keep wanting to say machined because that's what I'm used to, but of course it's handmade, it's not machine made. So that just gives you sort of a precursor to the reason I'm making this video. So the reason I'm making this video, I'll put these two over here, is to talk to you about this. Richard shipped this to me and I just received it today. So this is the Mermaid mod that he made for me. And at first blush, yeah, it's sort of, you know, it's a pretty mod until you start really looking at it. So let's take a look at the mermaid. So let's start with the mermaid herself. So I'm bringing this in closer so that you can see. Hopefully the details will convey. This is all hand carved from the mermaid's hair, which you can hopefully see well here, to the scales on her tail, to her chest area, which looks pretty phenomenal, to the necklace. If you can get a really good shot of that, you can see the necklace that's in there. And again, look at all the intricacy on the necklace itself. You can see the ribbing, all done by hand. So follow the mermaid around, all the way around to her tail, and around the back. Whoa, you now have mother of pearl inlay for her tail fins. And you can see that there are gold accents along the outside of the fins here. So this is real gold. This is, I believe it's 14 karat gold, I believe Richard said. But it is all hand inlaid because Richard is actually a bespoke jeweler by trade. And so he has the ability to make all of this stuff by hand. So he cut this by hand, he finished it, he laid it, and assembled it all by hand. But, so that's real 14 karat gold, again coming all the way back around. The necklace that I talked about earlier, the necklace is 14 karat gold with a little jewel. I don't know if that conveys or not in the video, but there's a little jewel in her pendant. The firing button, gold, hand hammered gold around the firing button with a mother of pearl for the fire button. There's additional woodwork here, as you can see, for comfort grip. Down here, there are your fire button, your up and down wattage buttons. Again, hand hammered, 14 karat gold along the outside, and mother of pearl inset for the buttons. And then you have the display. The display also has that ring of gold around it. In this case, Richard opted to use, whoops, I guess upside down. It's a, I guess this is the right side up. This is a DNA 40 big screen chip. So as you can see, fits really well in this mod. And just look at the craftsmanship in this. I mean, there is nothing that came out of Poland or anywhere else that, frankly, even comes close to this level of intricacy when it comes to making mods. I mean, this is a whole new level. I mean, from the little indent for her belly button to all of the fish scales and all the mother of pearl inlay work that you've seen here. And you realize I'm showing this to you in super close up, right? In what is effectively macro mode. I'm less than a foot away from the camera lens, and you can see the work that is in this mod. So, you might be asking yourself, where does the battery go? Or more to the point, how do you get the battery into this mod? By the way, Vapor Tactics USA, shout out to Joe for making arguably the single best drip tips that I know of, and certainly the ones I use exclusively. Titanium, anodized titanium, phenomenal. And of course the Origin V2. So, where does the battery go? Well, this thing is so well made you wouldn't know it, but again, it's made just like the other two, where the battery cover comes off, and lo and behold, you have your battery, and it's held on by magnets, as you can see here. Just pop it on, and boom, you couldn't even tell that that was a cover. This is just, I mean, it is just an incredible piece of handmade vape jewelry. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, just all this mother of pearl and the gold and the fire button here. It just blows my mind at how good this came out. Richard is in fact busily working on making me a twin for her. And I believe she will be made in an ebony kind of wood, but with rosewood instead of yellow gold. But so she'll have a twin coming in the next few months here. This did take a couple of months for him to build, but as you can imagine, that's not a very long amount of time for the resulting piece of artwork that I'm holding in my hands. So big shout out to Richard and the folks at Artisan Mods. Just incredible piece of work. And this thing vapes very well. I mean, I know it's effectively a battery holder, but from a comfort standpoint, again, just ergonomically perfect. As you can see in my hands, ergonomically perfect. This little groove here that I talked about earlier. Hopefully the camera can. There you go. This little groove here. That groove is perfect for my forefinger to put around, and then my thumb is great for pressing the button, or I could use my forefinger even because I have long hands. or big hands rather. Anyway, so phenomenal job. Let's take a quick vape. Incredible flavor, of course, from the Origin V2, as always. One of the single best drippers on the planet, and has been for a long time. The Vapor Tactics USA drip tip from Joe, and of course the Mermaid version 1 from Richard Knopick of Artisan Mods. Thank you again, Richard. I will treasure her forever. Phenomenal job. I couldn't have imagined this would have come out as beautiful as it did, and man, just one of the absolute best mods I have ever had the pleasure of owning. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the video review, and we'll be talking to you soon. Take care.